probably going to have to do this in multiple parts, at least 2 as I know of. But welcome to my 2023 PlayStation 2 collection. I'm Markland. If you enjoy my content, please hit the subscribe button, like button, also share with your friends if you don't mind. Also, please comment, ask me a question or a comment in general. I do my best to answer them. Also, if you don't mind, hit the notification bell down below and you will be notified when I go live or upload another video. If you want to become a fan of me, Auckland, then subscribe to the channel and you will become a fan. I hope so. Alright, let's get started because I got a bunch of them. I'll have to count them all and let you know at the end of the video, hopefully. Alright, first off, a game that I don't hear a lot of people talk about anymore, and that's Whiplash. Interesting game. You play as a rabbit, and I think your friend is a weasel. I think, if I remember correctly. I don't want to spoil it too much, but I think both of them were experiments, and you have to use one of them as a. It's like you're both attached to each other with a chain, like you're literally attached to each other with a chain, and you have to stick the weasel, I think, or is it the rabbit? I think I stick the rabbit into an actual socket, and then you can use. I think he's mechanical. I think, or a robot, same thing. And then you use that electricity, and you can do that to solve puzzles and stuff, and you literally sling the rabbit around like some kind of weapon to take out enemies and stuff. It's an interesting game. It's very, very good. Highly recommend checking it out. Like I said, not a whole lot of people talk about it anymore. A trilogy that I wish that they would bring back. I have the 4th game as well on the PS3. Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus. Then Sly 2, A Band of Thieves. And of course, Sly Honor Among Thieves. You play as a raccoon, and you know how a raccoon looks like. A raccoon looks like it's a thief just by looking at it. The way that it's got the black line across his eyes is like he's trying to hide something. And then he goes around in the trash cans and stuff and steals your food while you're not looking outside in your trash. And who cares about trash anyways, but anywho, he's stealing the food. And I think that's where they got the concept of Sly Cooper. I don't know. I'm just making things up. It's a possibility. But Sly Cooper is really good. Alright. Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy. Another fantastic trilogy. I wish they would bring this one back, but it's not looking like it's going to happen. Jak 2. And of course, Jak 3. Now, they kind of made a 4th game as well. I don't hear a lot of people talking about this one either. Jak and Daxter, The Lost Frontiers. The Lost Frontier. It's not as good as the trilogy. It's okay. It's not bad, but it's not as good. And now they did make a spin-off title on the PSP called Daxter, which I do not have. And but yeah, Jak and Daxter is a fantastic series. I wish they would bring it back, but I don't know. Now here's a this game is kind of expensive, so I feel privileged that I have it. I have a hard time pronouncing it. Canola 2. I can't pronounce the subtitle. Luna T's Veil. Close enough. Fantastic series. Now, I do have the collection on Switch and Xbox Series X and PS5. Crash Bandicoot, The Wrath of Cortex. This is technically the 4th game, even though they actually made a 4th game called It's About Time. A lot of people don't talk about that game anymore. They really hate on Wrath of Cortex. Don't understand why exactly, because it's like the original trilogy. It's fantastic in my opinion. Crash Twinsanity, they kind of was like going for a different take in the series, a different art style, but it was similar to the originals, but also very different. So I'm not a huge fan of that one. Neither of this one, which they really took it for a different take. Crash Mind Over Mutant. Yeah. But there is one more in this series I want to get. I think it's Crash of Titans, or Crash and the Titans, I think. That's the only one I'm missing on PS2 that I do want to get. Fantastic series that's still going on till this day. Looking forward to the next installment. It probably won't be until the PlayStation 6. It's probably when the next game will come out. And that's Ratchet and Clank. This is the original. I'll tell you, that series, you cannot go wrong with Ratchet and Clank. It's so good. Ratchet and Clank going commando. Ratchet and Clank up your arsenal. I mean, you use interesting guns and you just blow crap up and you collect nuts and bolts as money to spend on upgrades and other weapons and stuff. And it's just a fantastic series. Now this one I need to get again because I don't have the cover art for, but this is Ratchet Deadlocked. And then Ratchet Size Matters, which was also on the PSP, but I got the PS2 version. And Secret Agent Clank, which is a spin-off. Same goes for that one. I was also on the PSP. Now this series, we had a remake of the first one. Hopefully it done well, so we can also get the remakes of 2 and 3 as well. This is Pac-Man World 3. I need the second one. And I'd like to get the original on the PlayStation 1 as well. And also a classic series that I grew up playing on the Genesis. Now this is the Mega Collection. Sonic Mega Collection Plus. Alright. And I know there's a Gems Collection as well, but I have to work on getting that one. Which that one is kind of hated on for that collection. But I still want it. Sonic Unleashed. I like Sonic Unleashed. I thought it was pretty good. And I did not know that it got released on PS2 until I found it one day and showed it off in a pickups video. I believe is when I first showed it off. Over the Hedge. I enjoyed the movie. Haven't got a chance to play the game just yet. I'm not a huge fan of the Lego games, but when I played one of the Lego Star Wars games, I really enjoyed it. This is Lego Star Wars 2, the original trilogy. Pac-Man World Rally. It's basically Mario Kart in the universe of Pac-Man. Rocket Power, Beach Bandits. That is a good cartoon back in the day. It's really good. And I'm sure the game is good. I just haven't played it yet. A not very good game next, but I have it. Lara Croft Tomb Raider, The Angel of Darkness. If you've played that game, then you know. The mechanics is what makes that game not to be too good. Lara Croft Tomb Raider Legend. That's a good one. That's a start of a trilogy, which I am missing the third one. Lara Croft Tomb Raider Anniversary, because the third one I believe is called Underworld. Next is a really good PS2 game in my opinion, Spider-Man. Now I don't have all of them in that trilogy, I'm missing the third one, but here's the second one, Spider-Man 2. Hulk. I already got a chance around to playing that one. I don't think that's the original Hulk game that got released on PS2. I'm not sure. It could be. I'm not. Rayman Rabbids. That's a crazy series. Alright, I've always been a fan of Lord of the Rings and stuff, and I've played most of these games. The Hobbit. It's pretty good. Lord of the Rings: The Fellowship of the Ring. It's a very different game, but I did enjoy it. But I enjoyed the other two much more. Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers. That is a good game, in my opinion. So is The Return of the King. And I've also played The Third Age. The Third Age was not too bad as well. Alright, we're at almost 11 minutes. Splinter Cell. I need to get into this series. I want to mainly play it on the OG Xbox, on the Xbox Series X, since it's backwards compatible with the games. Splinter Cell Chaos Theory. I don't have the other ones on PS2, but I got most of them on Xbox. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. That's a series that I played a lot, some in the past when I was a child. But I mainly played, I think 2 was the one I played a whole lot. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4. And then Tony Hawk's Underground. And I believe there's an Underground 2, but I don't have it though. Now, a fantastic trilogy, which there is more games in this series, but this is the trilogy right here, is Devil May Cry 1, 2, and 3, which 3 is Dante's Awakening Special Edition. Now, this is the Devil May Cry 5th Anniversary Collection. So it comes with this amazing slipcover with all 3 games right there. And just because, why not, let's go ahead and show off the games individually, just in case if you want to see them. It's the original Devil May Cry, Devil May Cry 2, which is a 2-disc set, which is very, very cool. And also Devil May Cry 3 as well. Great, great games. Are so good, especially that original trilogy is just fantastic. And then another awesome collection, Resident Evil The Essentials. Now the box is kind of beat up a little bit, but it's still pretty cool. Comes with Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil Code Veronica X, and Resident Evil Outbreak Volume 1. I need Volume 2 for Outbreak. But you cannot go wrong with Resident Evil games, especially the 4th one. I beat it. It was so good. Matter of fact, I beat it on the PS2, and I really, really enjoyed it a whole lot. It was so good. Okay. Next, of course, you cannot go wrong with this trilogy, is Hitman trilogy. I got Hitman 2, Silent Assassin, Hitman Contracts, and then Hitman Blood Money. Alright. Now, I think the original first Hitman game, I think, was on the PC, so I don't know if we ever got that one ported over to consoles or not. I'm not sure. Please let me know down in the comments about that one. Next is Max Payne, the original. I enjoy the Max Payne movie. I never really got around to playing the games just yet. I know, sad, I know. Max Payne 2, The Fall of Max Payne. Alright. Soul Calibur 3. I am not a huge fighting fan, but I enjoyed playing Tekken 2 back in the day on the PlayStation 1. Sorry, and speaking of that, there's Tekken 4 and Tekken 5. And MX vs. ATV Untamed. Now, my favorite one in the series is, I think, is ATV Off-Road Fury. I think it's 1 and 2. I haven't played the third one, but that series was a lot of fun, in my opinion. Is SSX Tricky? Because in the second ATV Off-Road Fury game, there was this invisible wall, and it was fun to just go hit the invisible wall and it throw you back, and it was just a lot of fun. And plus, playing it in 2 players, it was just great. SpongeBob SquarePants the movie, because why not? Jaws Unleashed, that looks like it might be a fun game. I haven't got a chance to play it just yet. I haven't been mainly playing on the PS2 right now. I've been playing on other systems. Need for Speed Underground. Crazy Taxi. Now, I didn't play the PS2 version. I originally played it on the Dreamcast. And what a crazy game. It really is. It's fun. Driving around in a taxi in a city. It's just really good. Gran Turismo 3. Apex. Or something like that. Alright, looks like I can do some more. Hopefully you can tell these stacks are a little bit different looking. I had to go get some more. Alright, see if we can get through these ones too before I need to do part 2. Kingdom Hearts, the original. Great series. Very complicated storyline though. Kingdom Hearts 2. And Kingdom Hearts Rechain of Memories. I just love the Disney characters in the game. They're all interacting with each other while you're playing as this character, going through the different worlds. It's just great. Finding Nemo, such a good game, and the movies are great too. Frogger, The Great Quest. I know this one gets a lot of hate because they changed up Frogger in a way that is not good, but I do want to play it though. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I remember watching my cousin play that game, and it looked fun. And I've played it a little bit myself, and I'm enjoying it. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Always enjoy the Harry Potter games. And the Goblet of Fire also. One I want to get into as well. Haven, The Call of the King. I know it's a 3D adventure game, and that's why I wanted it for. Vex. Vex is always good. Disney Pictures Bolt. I haven't got a chance to play the game, but I've seen the movie. Now here's a game. Where's the sequel at? Is it still in development? Is it still even happening? Beyond Good and Evil. Such a good, interesting, different kind of game where you're going around taking pictures and stuff. And it's an adventure game as well. It's really good. Cars. Of course, I got Avatar, the Last Airbender. They're making a brand new game, and a lot of people are hating on it, but I think I'm looking forward to it. Avatar, The Last Airbender to the Burning Earth. And then Avatar, The Last Airbender into the Inferno. I heard that one that's gone up in price. I don't know. The Darkest Fairy, I guess. I got around to playing that one. SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom. I've played a little bit of this one, but I've played more of Rehydrated on Switch more. Ico, if I'm saying it correctly. I need Shadow of Colossus, and I definitely need the remaster that they did, or was it a remake on PS4? Kung Fu Panda. I enjoyed the movies. Robots. I had a thought, and then I lost it. Oh well. Okay, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 8. Yeah, I should have my Tony Hawk games all together, but I don't. Downhill Domination. It's actually a pretty good bicycle racing game. ATV Off-Road Fury. There it is. And the second one. I'm missing the third one. Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. Never got a chance around to playing it, but I do love the movies. Spawn Armageddon. I've heard some stuff about that game that it's not very good, but I also heard that it was actually pretty good and comic accurate when it comes to the costume and stuff, is what I heard. Ghost Rider. I enjoyed the first movie, not so much the second one, and the game might be pretty good as well. Final Fantasy X, and then X-2, and also Final Fantasy 12. I'm not a huge Final Fantasy fan, but the art and the cinematics of the games are pretty good to actually look at. Rayman Arena. That was a very different kind of Rayman game. Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty. I want to get into this. The only one I've ever played was the fifth one, Ground Zeroes on PS4. And now they're coming to Switch, so I want to pick that up. Metal Gear Solid 3. Silent Hill Shattered Memories is a very different Silent Hill game. Very different. The God of War, the original God of War, my favorite series of all time when it comes to games. I prefer the original game mechanics over the new games. That's just my opinion. I enjoy the original God of War games. The original 6. God of War 2, because there's God of War 2, Chains of Olympus, Ghost of Sparta, Ascension, and then God of War 3, and that's the original 6, in my opinion. Rise of, I can't pronounce it, but I heard this was very, very God of War-like, so I'm going to get into that and try it out. Tom and Jerry War of the Whiskers. I haven't got a chance to play it because the disc needs to be resurfaced. Dragon Ball Z Budokai. I know the third game in the Tenkaichi series is very expensive. Budokai Tenkaichi. And I got Batman Begins. Alright, what? It's almost 22 minutes, so I need to soon think about ending this one and then do part 2. Stuntman Ignition. I played the original Stuntman, it was great. I mean, that's part 2. I can't pronounce this one. I know there's 2 more games in that series, so it's like a samurai warrior game. Red Faction. Aragon. I know about the movie being hated on when I got the game though. Black. Monsters Inc. Those movies are great. Oops. Alright, here we go. Star Wars Battlefront 2. Namco Museum. It's a great collection of classic games like Pac-Man and Galaga and Dig Dug, X-Men Legends. I don't have the second one. Fantastic Four: The Rise of the Silver Surfer. Cypher Filter: The Omega Strain. Siphon Filter: Dark Mirror. Rogue Galaxy. Freestyle. It's an interesting motorbike racing game. Motorcycle racing game. Guitar Hero, the original classic series. Guitar Hero 2,